In the American West, the line between lawman and a murderer was often just a tin star. But even by those loose standards, Bob Meldrum was a nightmare and even worked his way through Carbon County. He was a horse thief, Pinkerton agent, and a lethal quick shot who killed at least 4 men. And those are just the ones we can confirm. He was a man who shot first and asked questions later. A Union buster so ruthless, the mines gifted him an engraved Colt 45 for his body count. He even rubbed elbows with the notorious Tom Horn. In a letter in the Carbon County Museum collection, Tom Horn writes to Meldrum to ask if he can do some work for him. It also goes on to ask Meldrum not to say anything to anyone. Meldrum's reputation got him noticed. But then, in 1926, after a lifetime of blood and gunpowder, he vanished. Today, a century after he walked out of a burning store in Walcott, Wyoming, there is still a $1,500 reward put forward by the Museum of Northwestern Colorado for anyone who can still find his final resting place. Today we're tracking the blood-stained trail of one of the West's most interesting killers. Meldrum didn't start on the right side of the law. He was a horse thief and a bounty hunter before he realized that wearing a badge made it easier to get away with what he wanted to do. As a Pinkerton agent and deputy sheriff, Meldrum developed a terrifying reputation. He was involved in a series of self-defense shootings, 3 men dead in Wyoming, and he walked free every time. Meldrum's style was simple. Shoot first. If the man died, he'd find a reason why it had to happen. In Telluride, Colorado, he became the ultimate hired gun for mine owners. During the labor wars, he was involved in an incident that left 2 miners dead. Again, he pleaded self-defense. The mine owners didn't just thank him, they gave him a custom engraved Colt 45. By 1912, Meldrum was the city marshal of Baggs, Wyoming. He had actually reduced crime in the area, mostly because everyone was too terrified to move. But on January 16th, his luck finally ran out. He went to arrest a man named John Bowen for a disturbance. According to witnesses, Bowen had surrendered. He reached down to pick up his hat, a seemingly harmless gesture, and Meldrum shot him in the leg. When a wounded John Bowen tried to fight back in desperation, Meldrum finished him off with 2 more rounds. On his deathbed, Bowen looked up to see Meldrum standing over him. Meldrum's last words to the dying man, "I told you I'd get you." Public had finally had enough. It took 2 trials, but Meldrum was eventually convicted of second-degree murder in Rawlins, Wyoming, and was sentenced to 21 to 35 years in the Wyoming State Penitentiary. But Meldrum still had friends in high places. After a 3rd trial reduced his charge to manslaughter, he served just 13 months. By 1918, he was a free man with a full pardon. He moved to Walcott, Wyoming, opened a store, and for a few years went quiet. Then in 1926, Meldrum's store burned to the ground. When the smoke cleared, Bob Meldrum was gone. No body was found, no death certificate was filed. No record of him exists anywhere in the United States after that fire. Was he killed in the fire, or did he use the blaze to fake his death and escape the dozens of enemies he made? One of the weird parts of Bob Meldrum's legacy is that the cold-blooded killer was also a master artist and leather worker. His saddles and holsters are considered masterpieces of the craft, and they're delicate, beautiful, and precise. Many are still on display at the Museum of Northwestern Colorado in Craig. Speaking of the Museum of Northwest Colorado in Craig, as of 2024, that $1,500 reward is still active for anyone who can prove where Bob Meldrum ended up. Was he a lawman doing a hard job, or a serial killer with a badge? And more importantly, where is he buried? It is my assertion that his enemies caught up to him and left him in a ditch somewhere in Wyoming or Colorado, and we may never know the final resting place of one Bob Meldrum. So, if you have a lead, or you've seen a grave in a forgotten corner of the West with his name on it, you might be sitting on a piece of history and a payday. Thanks again for watching this video from the Carbon County Museum. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for this video, including R&B Bank here in Rawlins and Bank of Commerce for their generous donations and memberships. And don't forget to like, subscribe for more lost history of the American West, and let us know in the comments, do you think Meldrum died in that fire? Or did he start a new life under a different name? Or was he found by his enemies and graciously thrown into a ditch? Thanks again for watching this episode from the Carbon County Museum. We will see you again soon.